Now, obviously, the Dream SMP has been the center of attention in the Minecraft community for quite some time now. The Dream SMP allowed for the rise of other Minecraft YouTubers such as Tommy Innit, and now I'm no Minecraft expert, but I've noticed a few key details about the relationships on the Dream SMP that a lot of people haven't seemed to pick up on. Before we get started though, if you want to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. I'd also like to say that while I have been following the storyline of the Dream SMP, I obviously don't know everything about the situation, which is why I titled this An Outsider's Perspective on the Dream SMP. I've got nothing against either of these people, they both seem like great content creators, so please just take this video with a grain of salt. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. From the beginning of the Dream SMP, it's been clear that Dream wasn't meant to be the main character. Instead, Dream played the role of the quote-unquote antagonist. Now, regarding the relationship between Tommy and Dream, I see the potential for a Thucydides trap. Now, the term Thucydides trap is most often used in geopolitics. It's defined as what happens when a dominating power clashes with a rising one. The dominating power will try and crush the rising power before it can crush the dominating one. One of the most prominent examples of a Thucydides trap is the ideological war between the United States and China, the United States being the dominating power and China being the rising one. In this scenario, Dream would play the role of the dominating power, while Tommy Innit would play the role of the rising power. Now, to be clear, obviously Dream isn't planning to crush Tommy. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Dream invited Tommy to the server because he saw his potential to impact the story of the Dream SMP. But we all have our biases. Dream and Tommy often bicker at each other on Twitter as a form of trolling or messing around. But inside of every joke is a grain of truth, and with every insult there very well might be some of those biases leaking through. Now, let's shift the discussion away from the world of non-fiction to the world of fiction. The story of the Dream SMP seems to have a lot of parallels to the early episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Now, when looking at Tommy, I see similarities to Goku. Less experienced, always eager to improve, and holding the protagonist role. Dream, on the other hand, resembles young Vegeta, arrogant, very talented, and holder of the antagonist status. Now, in Dragon Ball Z, Goku eventually surpasses Vegeta, and the two are constantly competing for the title of the strongest. But that just isn't the case here. You see, while Tommy holds a lot of upward momentum, I think that he does not have the potential to surpass Dream. At the end of the day, Dream became popular because he was unique, because he had skill that no one else had. Dream's channel offers something for everyone. It's about Minecraft, which is popular content with children and teens, but is also complex enough for adults to find his videos captivating as well. That's the reason why, quite literally, families sit down to watch Manhunt on the couch together. I can't say the same for Tommy. Tommy isn't as mature. Tommy is energetic and funny, but at the end of the day, Tommy has a lot in common with other Minecraft YouTubers. The bottom line is, no matter what you think of Dream or Tommy's content, Dream's maturity and nuance allows him to market himself to a wider audience. If you've ever taken psychology, you're probably familiar with the Stanford Prison Experiment. For those of you who don't know or just need a refresher, the Stanford Prison Experiment was a psychological experiment conducted to simulate the conditions in an American prison. The participants were split up into two groups. One would be the prisoners living in the quote-unquote cells, and the other group was made up of guards overseeing the prison. The guards would be dressed in prison guard uniforms, while the prisoners would be dressed in jumpsuits. For the first few days, things went relatively smoothly. But the guards started acting more and more aggressively. Each group began to assume their roles, and soon the guards would beat and intimidate the prisoners, despite them being told not to do that. Things escalated, and eventually the organizer had to call off the experiment. While the experiment was intended to expose the conditions in American prisons, the experiment also showed us that we adapt to fit the molds we are placed in, even if it's all just made up or just part of the storyline. Now, funnily enough, Dream just happens to be locked in prison on the Dream SMP, and happens to be guarded by Tommy's friends. If you connect the dots, seeing how much the SMP is part of their daily lives, you can see how it might be hard for both sides to go back to acting like nothing happened after all the drama. In conclusion, I'm not saying that these things are necessarily the case between them. A lot of this is just speculation, but I think these are things worth considering when we talk about the lore of the Dream SMP, and when we talk about the relationship between Minecraft YouTubers. And if these things are the case, I don't really see it as anyone's fault. I just see it as a product of the script they've written. I'm sure Dream and Tommy don't mean to hurt each other. I think they're relatively good friends. Frankly, I think their drama is blown way out of proportion. But I also think that these jokes just might be a symptom of the tension between them. Every joke contains a grain of the truth. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this video. Today I was just trying out commentary, seeing if it might be a good fit for my channel. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and leave a like. And I have an epic Discord server, link in the description, feel free to check that out. That being said, I hope you all have an epic day.